Welcome everyone to our second user group this year. It's really nice to see you all. And I'll actually go straight to agenda. We actually have today the highest representation of Qlik ever, 4 people. So it means that our group is getting popular, more and more popular.
Hearing about this user group, and we were here to see customers, which was good time to come and participate.
That's great. That's great.
Good to get your feedback as well. If you need more support from us.
You came here for the user group and you saw some customers as well. That's what.
Well, yeah. I think the customer is just around the user group.
But you know, I think this user group is the most regular and most attended than all others in Australia. So, and probably the old standing one as well. Anyway, great. Let's take a look at our schedule. Today is 27th of May, 2026. I didn't make a mistake this time. And we have 2 other meetups, as usual, end of season coming on 24th of August and 25th of November. Let's take a look at the agenda. So firstly, June will talk, June from Qlik will share what happened at Qlik Connect. It didn't happen this time in Las Vegas, so he can talk about it. And after that, I will present some thoughts about migrating to the cloud, about approach, expectations, and obviously things to avoid. So, and then Stanley and Reagan from Boon Solutions will, it will be fun stuff, I believe. Yes. So the things that we should not try at home. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see. So after that, at 6 p.m., we are going to have networking with food and drinks as usual on the ground floor. So then it's over to you, June. I'll just fire up your presentation. Yep. I'll just do that. And this.
What time is it? 5:03. I've got an additional 2 minutes. So good evening. Really good to see you all coming along today. So in the short time that I'm standing here, I'll take you through what's new in Qlik, pulling together the recently released capabilities along with the announcements that came out of Qlik Connect 26 in the last month. So about 3 days worth of Qlik Connect in the next 10-15 minutes. This will give you, a very clear picture, hopefully, where the platform is heading. Particularly around AI and the agentic side of it. Now, there's a part roadmap item, so a very quick mandatory disclaimer. Some of what I'll cover today touches on that roadmap and future direction. So this is the standard forward-looking statement. The short version of all this is that roadmap items are our direction, not a commitment. So, they shouldn't be the sole basis of a purchasing decision. So for anyone here that is new to Qlik, just a quick recap of what sets us apart. Fundamentally, Qlik sits as let's call it the trusted intelligence layer. It's the combination of our analytics engine, the trusted data products, and that lets us deliver an agentic experience that I'll touch on in just a little bit. The analytics engine on the center of the slide is the flagship, which some of you may know. It delivers the context-rich insights from the data that you don't normally get with a SQL-based engine. On the left side, the trusted data products are the fuel for that engine, making sure that you have the timely, the accurate, and the governed data that's feeding all your initiatives, analytics, AIs, and the likes. On the right side, sitting on the top of the engine, we've introduced the new agentic architecture and experience, one that delivers the insight and the automation through agents, assistants, and third-party AI platforms you've probably heard of today, like Claude, ChatGPT, and the like. So that's the trust, the context, the adaptability, which is the foundation that we drive all these values on. Really going through this quickly, if you're new, the analytics engine, it's the heart of Qlik, right? It was originally built to support human thinking and exploration, but as it turns out, it's even better suited to supporting AI reasoning. And it really comes down to one point, right? A decision, it cannot be properly guided by a single predefined question and answer. That's exactly how SQL-based approach works that you see out there. You run a query, you get a result, and that's the end of it, right? Nearly every other analytics and AI tool sits on that sort of SQL architecture. But in reality, to really genuinely understand something, you need to ask a series of questions, like a chain of thought. And that's what the engine's built for, right? It brings together all of the data into a highly optimized in-memory tables, supporting step-by-step inquiry natively. It's holding context from one question to the next, rather than rerunning queries over and over. Now, having agents that can reason through the data, it makes the high-performance analytics much more important for AI, and that's where we're well placed in order to support that with the speed, scale, but also at a fraction of the cost when you compare that to other text-to-SQL approaches. So getting to the more fun stuff brings us to the update of the product. In Feb, Qlik launched its agentic experience, and that allows every user to leverage purpose-built agents, carry out deep analysis, automate tasks, and the workflows within Qlik, but also opening Qlik up to third-party AI solutions through MCP. At Qlik Connect 26, we announced a substantial expansion of that. On the analytics side, there are new agents for automation, prediction, a whole lot of stuff, analytics development, and data products. On the data integration side, we also introduced agentic data engineering, so covering data quality, stewardship, catalog, glossary, pipeline development, and more. If you take all of that together, it's the one platform that delivers the unified agentic experience across analytics and data integration, but also grounded in data products. Now, you might be asking yourself, how does all these agents that we are developing and what we have fit together architecturally? So on top of the engine, we are building an end-to-end agentic architecture, one that understands the context and can also use advanced reasoning to break a task down, work through the steps in order to carry it out. It's made up of assistants, agents that mirrors how people normally make decisions and really get the work done, but also with increasing level of autonomy. In the platform, you can interact with Qlik answers for the full range of insight, with assistance and automation. But on top of that, you can also build and deploy your own embeddable assistants that's aimed at a very specific business problem. And those assistants can tap into the agentic capabilities that Qlik has underneath with domain-specific agents. There's quite a few of that, right? So, and that can talk to one another in order to carry out the more complex task. Now, we're building these agents across the full range of capabilities within Qlik, but it doesn't just work within Qlik. Most importantly, it can be done through MCP. You've probably seen that before as well, Claude, ChatGPT, and the like. But Qlik becomes the intelligence layer that really helps you, get the most out of AI and the most out of your data. So let's just start with what is available right now on the analytics and AI side. There's 4 to mention. I'll try and run through this as quickly as possible. You've got the Qlik answers, brings together the structured and unstructured data, a way for you to get context-rich answers on demand. The discovery agent quietly monitors your data for the things that matters, like anomalies, spikes, and shifts. Gives you that feed of insight so you can actually proactively do something before certain things becomes a problem. The MCP server opens up the Qlik's analytics and data integration to third-party agents, as I alluded earlier. So you can really bring Qlik into your different various custom use cases. Data products for analytics provides the curated and governed data sets, which is very much key. It's a foundation for analytics and AI. You probably heard about the whole garbage in, garbage out scenario, but all of this is generally available today. Now, this is what we announced at Connect. So a healthy expansion of the agentic capabilities, so a lot more. The Automate agent runs the automations through Qlik Automate, bit of a mouthful. Agentic AI can act directly within Qlik in downstream systems using a repeatable and predefined workflows. Then we've got the Predict agent guiding users through machine learning lifecycle with Qlik Predict, building, validating, running models to answer forward-looking questions. Then we also have the analytics agent that's aimed at sort of developers, speeding up the development of analytics through Qlik answers, again, creating, reformatting, styling, with deep Qlik knowledge built into that agent. The data product agent also can create, delivers, and manages AI-ready data products with the data quality and trust scoring, for other AI agents to find reliable data. Last but not least is the semantic layer, and that lets you extend data products with shared and reusable business definitions like your measures, your relationships, and so forth. So the point of that is that everyone's working. Something came up on the screen, but let me just check this out. I have no idea what this is. All right, getting there.
What's right here?
I've minimized it. Oh, that minimizes the PowerPoints. I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, right. I come on.
Come on. It's something.
I'm glad it's not a demonstration.
It's something. Something happened with Teams.
That's okay.
Turn it into something. Not sure, but that's okay. Just because we are all here. Let's just do
Every time
this.
you move, it comes
Just
back.
That's all right.
Awesome. All right. Anyway, with all this, a lot of agents, right? There's a lot coming, but the theme is consistent. More of the platform is becoming more agentic, and I'll leave it there. All right. So let's look at. Actually, this is the wrong one. Let's go to the next one. All right. So I've mentioned Qlik answers and MCP a few times, but in case you're new, a question that you probably have in mind is when to use Qlik answers versus MCP. 2 points. Use Qlik answers if you want Qlik build assistant. You can stand up quickly, plug and play simplicity using agents that are already tuned to the engine that we have. It's great if you have business users that just want to ask a simple question, right? It's the simplest way to go, and it can be up and running in a very little bit of time, basically. MCP, on the other hand, is a set of tools for any assistance that you use. So if you're building something enterprise-wide, or you want to sort of plug Qlik into your own ecosystem, then that can come in, right? So the easiest way to think about it is the APIs for AI. Now, let's just quickly switch over to the data integration side, and it looks pretty blank, but anyway. What's already available in Qlik Talent Cloud? The one headline is the Open Lakehouse. It's a fully managed capability that can ingest, transform, optimizes very large data volumes into open, non-proprietary lakehouses that's built on Apache Iceberg. So the key word there is open, right? You're not locked into a proprietary format, and you keep the governance of your data, the whole way through. Now, in a bit more detail, it's very brief. The idea of Open Lakehouse is to really give you the cost savings and the scale of a dynamic engine when it comes to your enterprise data pipeline. And then we can take that a step further with the benefit of Open Lakehouse architecture, and it can also run in your environment like AWS. So it's got the auto scaling and all that benefits that you see with the cloud environment. So Qlik's automated pipelines, it's you can use it to build the bronze layer of your lake. You can use it to build type S2 SCD support, across the different ingestions pattern that you'll probably cross. And it can also easily scale to petabytes worth of volume. The good thing as well is that Iceberg table will also be automatically optimized by us, and that takes the manual burden of your engineers, so they don't have to hand tune the Iceberg tables. The other key piece is also unlocking your data across different compute engines that can support the open format like the Iceberg. We have what we call the zero copy mirroring feature, and that lets you do that in a governed way. In case you're wondering, the benefit of being able to use multiple different compute engines, other than avoiding lock-ins, is that you can pick a cheaper compute engines that is based on the right workload that you're having, because like say something like Athena will have a different cost models, but you've got other things like Trino will they're all different in some way, but you can adjust that to your workload. So with all the open format benefits combined, ultimately the Qlik Open Lakehouse can really meaningfully lower the compute cost for ingestion. There's a figure there. It really depends on how much you have, but especially the more data that you have in the business that continues to grow, and so is your pipeline, the more you can actually save on costs. Now, the new announcements on the data integration side, this is where we introduce the agentic data engineering. It's like the analytics side, but a little bit more. Data quality agent works to keep your data accurate and complete. So creating data quality rules, detecting anomalies. The point of it is really preventing AI hallucinations at the source, outputting high quality data before it reaches your analytics end. Agentic data stewardship pairs that anomaly detection with human in the loop, because pipeline's never perfect. It can suggest the fixes proactively, and a steward can refine them before anything is applied. So you're scaling that governance side without losing your business logic. The AI assistant for Talent Studio, if you're using Talent today, also brings that natural language into the Talent's environment. So really translating a developer's intent, supporting functional jobs, SQL documentation, and so on using natural language. Declarative data pipelines will also support Cloud Code, GitHub Copilot. Probably heard of that today as first-class citizens. So really shifting the hand coding to more high-level orchestrations. And last but not least, we release new connectors for the Open Lakehouse with streaming, so like Kafka Source. And that's what we just looked at earlier, bringing real-time streaming. Again, one governed platform, no separate tooling required. So I think I'm on time, or roughly, but it's a fairly quick run. Obviously, you probably have questions, and we can have a chat after this as well on what's new. But if there's anything to take away, the platform is really becoming more agentic end-to-end. But if you want to find out more, there's a bit more details there. If you scan the QR code, it goes to our help site, and that's where we release details on the newly released features and capabilities within Qlik Cloud. But yeah, thanks again for your time here.
Yeah. Are there any questions?
All right. I'll refer to you in my presentation. I can promise that. So let me just fire up the next one. Thank you, June. Right. I think migrating to the cloud. So let's get to the next topic on our agenda with me. For those who don't know me, I'm Sergey Makushynski, principal at Qurious Solutions. This time, I'd like to share some ideas and basically why people may want to migrate to Qlik Cloud. Yeah. So let's just start from the beginning. So QuickView, not QlikView, by the way, was born in 1994. So a really long time ago, and people were using it. Then in 2014, so how many years? 20 years later, but for some reason I decided 30, but actually 20 years later, QlikSense was born. I was in Australia at that time already, and it was an interesting experience to see how it compares to QlikView, because the version 1 was, to put it mildly, not great, but that's okay. And now it's very different. So then in 2019, QlikSense Cloud appeared, and now we've had Qlik as a platform. So what is happening like within this more than 30 years, that people were building something inside their organizations. They were investing into applications. They were analyzing their data, trying to make decisions, and it's kind of working. Yeah? Like, why? The question is, why would you move if everything is working? Like I used to be system administrator, so the main rule, if it works, don't touch. Yeah, easy. Anyway, why to move? So first, actually, June was talking about it a lot, like as I said, but I'll just quickly go through some simple things. So firstly, the end users, they get productivity lift up. The kind of modernization to their BI platform. So with all this alert, subscription, Excel and in, people love it. Automations, reporting, everything is getting better and better. And basically, it's not available in QlikSense or QlikView. In some sort of QlikView, it was available, but it is very different. So this one is way more convenient, easier to use, and when people start using it, they love it. Yeah. So the next thing is actually lower operational burden. So I know that some upgrade projects can be done within a couple of hours, but other ones can last for a couple of months, sometimes half a year, and cost from a couple of hours to half a year big project, like basically hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, and you can actually get away from it just by moving to the cloud. Question is how as well, but that's next page. So in addition to that, you've got real-time data integration. This is basically what June was talking about a lot. Your new features with data product, data quality, governance, and so on. A possibility to do lake house, get data lineage straight away. And finally, AI with their agents and so on and so on and so on. Yeah, so it depends who you talk to, but because try to sell AI to finance, yeah, it doesn't work. That doesn't go well. So anyway, and if you're really serious about data platform, these are other things, especially what Julie was talking about. Yep. So, but the bottom line is, it's when you go there, it's the same vendor, same tenant, same governance, without all these huge integration projects at all. So let's just take a look at the 4 real life scenarios. Yeah. So because cloud isn't a universal yes, it is actually depends on what you already have and are you happy with that or not, and if you're trying to fix something. So the first scenario, Mike, the CTO, they had 35 QlikView apps built long time ago, like 10 years ago. They were moved. They were not done originally well, because they were built by some people who were starting on their QlikView journey. But then they hired, let's say they hired a partner who done proper sense migration with complete business logic check, business rewrite to 3-tier layer, and so 3-tier approach, and so on. So basically, the idea is that they can actually move right now. The next one is a smaller company. They have only 10 apps. They already moved as is. And what they did, their 10 apps were pretty simple. They were reading straight from source. The reload time was quite long. But they said, we wanted lift and shift. And they got their project done in, I don't know, half a day, something like that. Quick. Next one is Andrew from government agency. Someone can guess which government agency it is? But basically, they've got roughly 1,000 apps in prod, 2,500 devs, the apps in development, very mixed quality, no common governance. Well, basically, there was governance, but it was changing, let's say. And what it means that lift and shift will be disaster. Yep. Let's go next one. I've got 4 examples today. The last one is actually QlikView or OEM from ERP vendor. Also, you can guess what vendor it is. But the idea is that logic is password locked, so all load scripts are hidden. You can't really do anything about it. Looks obviously dated because it's still QlikView after when it started, 1994. So. And what you can do, though, you can do partner-led rebuild who already done it. So let's just take a look at those things in a little bit closer. So the situation with first one. 35 QlikView apps built over a decade, migrated, but migrated properly. They've got 3-tier architecture, master items optimized, business logic verified, process cleaned. However, as we all know, named user pricing went up, so they may think to move. This might be for them the reason. So, but verdict is actually move now because the heavy lifting was done. You just move and it just works, and it would be probably simple and quick. So this is the lowest risk migration possible. Next one, the one that looked like a win when everything was done in, let's say, half a day, and actually migration took just a day. That's okay. Yes. So you don't need to worry about your upgrades and so on, but all these new features, user features, notifications, subscriptions, and so on, they're available. The finance team obviously loves the Qlik add-on. But what's hidden underneath that, now everything is crossing the internet. Yeah, like when all reloads. All of that is there was not much of a governance. So any change brings additional consulting time. Why? Because instead of 20 seconds reload, you get 5 minutes reload, and it's solid up. It's solid up, and you just pay more. So the thing is that in this case, the real work was postponed, but it still needs to be done if you want to move ahead. Yeah. So, and it's better to do it now before you move to the next 10 apps, or 20 or 30. So, because these things are important. So the scenario 3 with our 1,000 apps government agency. So, as I told before, lift and shift would be a disaster. Why? Because badly built app will definitely hit the capacity, just because 2,500 apps, mostly developed by citizen apps, developers, and instead of having fun with Qlik Cloud, it will be just, it won't look great. Yeah. So the approach here would be audit first, retire probably 60, 70, maybe 80% of the things, consolidate them, establish the governance and spaces model, and basically federated model needs additional thinking because they in this particular case, if you have federated model, you don't have like central point that governs everything. Anyway, so the verdict here, rationalize hard, migrate in waves, and the cleanup is the project. The move is definitely an easy part. Yeah. Last one, where we have QlikView connected to the OEM QlikView connected to ERP. So the question, if they want to move or not, so there are different, as I showed before, there are different reasons why they want to move. But the right approach here, just basically get quotes from the partners, rebuild, and move on, enjoy the process. So it's possible, even if it's all locked and so on, it's still possible to recreate the logic, especially by those people who already done it. So the path. Any questions by till now? No. So the path is basically assess what you have, plan the transition, make a pilot, migrate, and optimize on the way. I would say 4 and 5 should be kind of together. And what not to do is expect, don't do big bang. Just move in stages. A lift and shift is generally good only when your original state is great. Then you can do easy lift and shift. But if it's not there, use this move to clean the house. So the next thing is underestimating the rebuild. So the rebuild can take time and obviously money and effort. So the last thing I wanted to point out is no end user training, because while tools like QlikView, QlikSense, Qlik Cloud, this must be very similar. They all have Qlik in it. Yes, but you still need to show. Quite often I see that people they never had even QlikView or QlikSense training, so they don't know how to use tool properly. So that's why use this project to make it all happen. So the takeaway. Cloud is where Qlik actually lives now. So all new things are coming up there. So you can wait. I think now it is 6 months. How often do we have releases? Qlik releases now? It's 6 months or so. So no, that was 3 months before. So, but the thing is that if you want to get the best, you just move to cloud. Yeah, and if you want to use it more. So the migration is actually a chance to clean the house. Everything is working absolutely fine with QlikSense if it was in a good shape in the beginning. If not, use this opportunity. QlikView obviously needs rebuilding anyway. And yeah, don't do big bang. So small steps, small waves, no tidal waves. Who wants to move to the cloud? Oh, here we go. Yeah, I won't joke now. Yeah, it's okay. Great, thank you. If no questions, then thanks for listening. Let's move to the next, to the fun part. Huh? So now I don't have your presentation, guys, at all. Do you?
Is that all right? We have it here.
Yeah. On the laptop.
Oh, that's okay. You can connect.
Okay.
But I'm not really sure how we are going to share it and record it. Can you connect to the Teams? Teams, don't do Teams, and this will work. So this one will just basically display things on the screen, and you will just share. Right.
How many other people put their hand up?
Only you.
Only me.
That's why I said that there is a good candidate for the move. So
I'll report back in 3 years.
it's not that big.
No.
It's not that big. But you will do
A
it.
year.
Actually, it depends. Some projects can be real quick, other ones not like that.
I need to do some tidying up, but not huge. How many apps?
It doesn't count. 40? That should be quick. 1 month. If not, right in that's not. That's a day for data connections. Right. So now we have Stanley and Reagan from Boon Solutions with don't try this at home. I'm I really curious what it is.
So yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Quick introduction about us. I'm Reagan. This is Stanley.
Hello.
And today we're gonna see how Qlik can you can shoot yourself in the foot with Qlik. So hopefully we show you some things that you haven't come across. Otherwise, thanks. So yeah, let's get into it. So lots of best practices, essentially. Some of you guys have inherited Qlik apps before. Cool.
Oh yes.
But have they looked like something like this? Hopefully not.
Okay.
So
We can sound like that.
Yes.
So to sort of drive our problems we come across, we've created a fake case study, and in the spirit of the upcoming World Cup, we've landed on FIFA, an organization, as hired Stanley and I to become one of the consultants to assist with development and everything that comes with it. And they've chosen Qlik as their data integration.
Special appointment.
Yeah. So let's get the first problem. I received a text message on Teams. App is struggling to load. It's slow. It's a bit clunky. Right. So I asked, can I see a picture of the data model? Let's just have a little sneak peek. Hey, all right. Let's enhance the image.
Enhance.
Yep. Okay. I think we all see the problem.
Yeah.
Right. Cool. Let's go over what's actually going on. So there's 500 daisy chain tables, meaning each table is linking to the next one and the previous one. Qlik will let you do more. The data model viewer crashes. We got to 25,000, but do it, so I couldn't get screenshot. We tried with 50, but we ran out of time. We got to like half an hour in the load time with one row in every table and just these two fields. There's nothing special going on with any of them. So yeah, you get about 50,000. Oh, you get about 25,000. They're also loading everything from the start of time. So 90 years worth of football games. Probably don't need 90 years worth if you're talking merchandise sales. Don't need to know all those many years. And the performance impact. If you've aggregated on a field at table 500 and you're all the way in table 1 and you're filtering on the dimension there, it's going to take some time to filter all the way through.
It'll work.
That'll work. It will work. It will work if you have a couple of days. But yeah. Right. So how can I go about fixing it? Get rid of 480 tables. You definitely don't need 480 tables. Switching to a star/snowflake schema, obviously synthetic key, circular reference, shouldn't be an issue. This adds, depending on the complexity you choose, either one. Oh, someone's trying to. There you go.
All right, now that Reagan has fixed up the data model, now the same person now wants me to have a look at the front end. Says he's having trouble with some expressions. It's getting too complex to manage. Could you have a look? Okay. Okay, well, let's zoom in. Okay, well, this was bad. To say the least.
It's not too bad.
See, I think it's general rule of thumb, if you could fit something triangular, say a pizza. Then you definitely need to reconsider how we format the expression. So, nested if statements. They're hard to read, they're really hard to maintain, and what we're seeing here at least is just one long if statement without the else. So I cannot imagine if you have to deal with an expression, if this, if not this, else, then this, and no. Especially when someone copies your expression, changes it a little bit, and puts it in a different sheet. Now you get conflicting numbers. Now, to discuss the performance impact, since how an if statement works is that it evaluates row by row within your chart. Essentially, it becomes a matter of when, not if, your app will slow down. So not only, right, combined with the fact that if someone else copies this expression, your app will be slow, it'll be wrong. So how do we fix this? Of course, we have to talk about my best friend Qlik, stat analysis. So who here hasn't heard about stat analysis? No, okay, all right, that's perfect. See, now, if everyone has already heard about stat analysis, I guess I just go straight to the point. Instead of evaluating row by row, just grab a subset of the data that you actually need to display in the dashboard. It's way faster, so you don't get a slow app, but that fixes the speed of the front end, but it doesn't fix the issue of someone copy pasting their expression and putting it somewhere else. So a good tip is to use master measures. So standardize everything. If you put it as a master measure, then you can be sure that if someone decides to, well, I guess in this case it wouldn't be a copy paste anymore. It would be, they'll be using the master measure, so all the numbers would check out. Either they're all right or they're all. That's the front end fix.
It's consistent.
Consistent, yes. Done. I think Reagan got another message.
So I've received another message from Jeff, and he is complaining about field names. They're confusing and they're getting lost, and people don't know how to work with them. So once again, I asked for a screenshot. Okay, it's quite long. and it's in different languages. So let's have a full look at the full length.
Next. Oh, even Russian.
It looked way better on here. So it's quite long.
Let's see full length.
So turns out in our experiments, you can't have a max length. Qlik won't stop you from just like what I did there, copy and pasting over and over and over again. It will just abbreviate it. So on your front end, in your data model, everywhere, you'll just get triple dot abbreviation everywhere. So, however, on the browser side, it knows the full length of things. So, hypothetically speaking, it could crash if you just sit there for a couple of minutes holding Control V down. And it's really long and inconsistent. It's full of commas, different languages, glossary, stuff like that. Stuff that just shouldn't be there.
So it loads into the model. It
Yeah.
still works.
Yes, it still works. But how can we fix this mess? So obviously, shorten it down. You do not need the 250 characters in your field name. Prefixing it with the table also helps. So in a development sense, everyone knows where that field's coming from, what it refers to, and all that good stuff. However, don't swing too far the other way. If you end up like this bottom example here, you didn't need to abbreviate brand, you could have just had to this brand. No one else apart from Stanley and I know what that means. So don't swing too far the other way. Swing. Punctuation question like this is a bit of a case by case scenario. So stuff like commas, question marks, semicolons, grammatical stuff, but brackets and slashes are sometimes permitted, just case by case. And of course, your key and flag fields clearly mark and indicate them. We typically prefix them, all caps. The benefit with that is if you need to hide them, you just set prefix, hide prefix to whatever you prefix it with. And for debugging, if you sort it alphabetically, they're all in the same order. So easy enough to find. And I fixed that.
Perfect. Now, I think the deeper theme of the message that we fixed the apps, but now make another one, a new Qlik app that's using the data set. What's the best way to go about it? So first, we'll have to see what they're working with in terms of what the tenant looks like. So let's have a look. Okay. So they only have 3 spaces in total in the entire tenant, which is just fine for a small organization. But I'm pretty sure an organization like FIFA isn't what you would call a tiny organization or sorry, bad joke. I wrote back. Anyway, continuing on. Not only do they cram everything, technically they cram everything into one data space for all their data, their QBDs. They cram all their reports in development into one shared space, and they cram all their production reports into one managed space. If you see the screenshot on the right, you see that in that default data space, they have 3 QBDs, all named tickets, but one is called tickets, one is called tickets raw, and the other one is tickets transformed. So if you were to onboard someone and they looked at this, they wouldn't be able to tell, okay, which one should I use?
But it's very clear. Raw transform.
Well, what's clear is it's clearly wrong. So, what did I do to, I guess, I wouldn't say fix this, make it a little bit better? So, instead of just using one data space, I split it up so that it's now an extract and a transform. I even called it source system because I didn't really have. So, just keep it generic because you could have multiple sources, data sources. So let's say if you're loading from somewhere called Postgres, then you would call that product extract Postgres. So the main, I guess the main point that I want to say is that one space should have like a main, it should be logically grouped. So a good example would be if you had sensitive data. You wouldn't want to cram all that in one space and then give everyone access to it. So for FIFA, let's say they have data of ticket purchases and they have customer information in there, credit card information. If some malicious actor were to just load up the QBD, although I guess if they have to set up what they had before, which looks like this, then I guess they wouldn't be able to tell which one actually has customer data, but that's besides the point. So on top of having new data spaces, each for different tiers, I guess if you were transforming data, you have the bronze tier, the silver, and the gold. You also have now two separate shared spaces, one just for ETL, just so you have apps that extract from the source system, perform transformations by integrating business logic, and it will all be in the ETL space. And you also have we call it applications. So your actual dashboards that you have in development. So in this case, let's say they want a dashboard for tickets and merchandise, you would put it in there, and you publish it in a space called tickets and merchandise. So you don't have to replicate the exact setup. It's just that each space should have one purpose, I guess, so that you don't really want to do everything in one space, because like the example earlier, it's a bad idea to make sensitive data with everything else. And one final point is when you have a large organization, especially as large as FIFA, try to define groups and assign them to the groups instead of users, because let's say they have 100 business users, then no one has the time to actually assign 100 people to a single space. And especially you have multiple spaces, now you have to assign 100 times, let's say you have 5 memory spaces, so you have 100 times 5. But yes, that's about it. FIFA is saved, now they can analyze their merchandise sales, analyze I guess, I thought I was about the merchandise. Ticket sales. There. So to recap, what have we learned? First point, if you have 500 tables in your Udamo, then you should have 500 good looks in the mirror to yourself, and you really think if you need 500 tables, reduce everything to only what you need. Don't load in a century's worth of data. And you have in the front end, when you just try to display only a subset of data, do not use nested if statements. They'll make it look like a pizza. Use that analysis where possible. With the field names, do not have, I don't know how many characters there were in the original merchandise field name, but like definitely way too many. Try to prefix with the table name and clearly mark your keys and flags. Really remember that once you've done all of this, when you try to work with other people, because teamwork makes the dream work, remember that your spaces should be logically grouped and ensure that it only not serve one purpose, but have a single purpose, so you don't confuse yourself with where is where, what is what, like that. That's about it. Any questions?
You see, we are almost coming to the next item on our agenda, which means we are on the ground floor. So I think everyone was expecting more of this, yes? So we almost there. Just last thing I want to tell. There is below are committee members. So if you want to talk, if you want to present, and thank you very much today for Boon Solutions and Reagan and Stanley to coming to the stage and actually presenting. Thanks for that. Well done. But if you need anything, reach out to these people and we will try to arrange anything for you. It can be or Qlik if you want to buy Qlik, if you want to, if you need help with Qlik, obviously, or if you just want to present. But yeah, this is it for today. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming. So see you all downstairs.